Hi everyone, my name is Kevin, co-founder and CEO of Biomesense, and we're revolutionizing microbiome discovery. Your gut microbiome is the most powerful therapeutic ever discovered. It can fight cancer, elevate your mood, and even determine if life-saving drugs will work for you. Best of all, it can be changed, meaning we can control it for better health. That's why over the past 15 plus years, well over $3 billion has been invested in this space. However, something is missing, and even after all that time and money, we still barely understand it. Now, on the surface, this doesn't make any sense. But as scientists in the space, like company co-founder Dr. Jack Gilbert, and the problem is obvious. It's data. The microbiome is incredibly complex and changes rapidly, meaning dense time series data, ideally daily, is required to truly understand it. The problem is the tools to get that data can't scale, and without it today, getting a full understanding of the microbiome is impossible. Let me visualize the problem. This is a graph of a patient microbiome over a 75-day period. Today, scientists rely on snapshots of the microbiome as represented by the 5 vertical slices. As you can see, this leaves huge gaps in the data where the scientist is essentially blind, which is a problem because this is what actually happened in that patient microbiome, where we see massive swings over the course of an 8-day illness. Now, from a treatment perspective, this event is critical because a change in health is tied to a change in the microbiome. And it was there the whole time. You just needed far more data to actually see it. The problem is getting this much data can cost up to $10,000 per patient per month, which is about the same per patient per month as a phase 3 oncology clinical trial. Until that changes, scientists will keep taking snapshots, and this critical data will remain invisible. And that's why Biomesense is developing an integrated hardware, software, and database platform to massively scale microbiome data. Our enabling technology is a novel microfluidic biosensor that's installed in the patient home, becoming the first tool to continuously track the gut microbiome. We combine this with a time series analytics platform and longitudinal reference database to create the first full-stack microbiome data solution, capable of generating daily microbiome data for only $300 per patient per month. For this to be possible, you need to take a wet lab, automate it, and then put it in the patient bathroom. So, during IndyBio, that's exactly what we did. Our MVP works by attaching to a patient's home toilet where it passively collects a small stool sample every time they use the bathroom. This is then sent to our proprietary microfluidic system developed over many months in collaboration with the University of Chicago that isolates and stores the microbial DNA for less than 10 cents per run. A few weeks ago, we processed our first human samples through the MVP and successfully sequenced them at a third-party lab. This is a critical milestone because it validates our system is removing major sample contaminants, which means our MVP is nearly ready for first use in the field. The impact of the data we can generate is so high that with just our MVP, we oversubscribed our pilot program within weeks. And the pilots we selected from Mayo Clinic: can the microbiome predict recurrence in post-surgical colon cancer patients? From UCSF, can the microbiome identify and or control incoming multiple sclerosis attacks? From the University of Chicago, how does the microbiome change efficacy of immunotherapies for triple-negative breast cancer patients? And from Harvard's Dana-Farber Cancer Institute, how does the microbiome influence the risk and progression of early-onset cancer patients? These are world-renowned institutions asking incredibly important clinical questions for which time series microbiome data has never before been explored, meaning what we find could permanently change the clinical approach to these conditions. Our pilots. I showed you what we built, but this shows you what it can do. We generate revenue with the single per patient per month charge to the investigator of $300. This dramatically reduces the cost to the investigator, but because the average microbiome trial is nearly 240 patients, we generate an average of $72,000 in MRR per trial. There are over 1,000 of these trials active today, and because the microbiome is such a red-hot space, this is growing at 30% per year. And this is the first part of our model. The second is data. Starting with the pilots, we'll be generating research-quality data with clear clinical relevance at an unprecedented scale. Within 2 years, we'll have the largest and most valuable microbiome database in the world and the only one with dense time series data. This enables enormous revenue upside via licensing, with one comparable deal being well over $500 million. And cross-study reproducibility ensures that data has strong network effects, blocking new entrants and giving Biomesense a sustainable first-mover advantage. We're starting in clinical research, but plan to rapidly expand. As we support the discovery of new microbiome-based biomarkers or therapeutics, the clear next step is to implement these clinically as part of the diagnostics market. And finally, our ultimate vision is to become a universal consumer product, being installed in everyone's homes and allowing all of us to track and understand our microbiomes for better health. Our team is ideal to execute. I bring over 7 years healthcare experience, including my last role as Chief Operating Officer of a pharmacogenomics startup. Dylan Nichols leads product. He's an experienced bioengineer who's brought both macro and micro-scale medical devices to market. Just a few weeks ago, we hired Naveed, who helped develop our proprietary microfluidic system as an advisor, and was so excited by the opportunity that he decided to join the team full-time to help us scale. Dr. Gilbert is a world-renowned microbiome expert and runs one of only 6 labs in the world that's developed robust tools for microbiome time series analytics. And finally, Dr. Tay is a microfluidics expert at the University of Chicago who provides both his expertise and the vast resources available through his lab. We have 2 provisional patents already filed around our solution and plan on aggressively expanding this as development continues. Starting in clinical research allows us to be designated research use only, completely eliminating regulatory barriers until we decide that the opportunity of clinical use outweighs the costs of regulation. And with no regulatory barriers in the way, we can start generating our first revenue and data within 12 months. Today, we have the MVP and the customers. All we need now is engineering. And that's why I'm excited to announce that the Hardware Accelerator Hacks will be participating in our seed, offering their proven hardware development program to dramatically reduce our time and cost to pilot prototypes. With this complete, we will then execute the pilots, integrate our low-cost screening assay into the biosensor, then finalize the platform, at which point we'll be ready to rapidly scale. So today, we're looking for $1.5 million to fund our execution strategy. We have $500,000 already committed and are looking to close by the end of July. Thank you.